just amazing. They survived this accident.
It's treacherous. I mean, the thing was just, dangling up there.
And this morning, 2 people in the hospital after a plane crashed into power lines in Montgomery Village. Widespread power outages overnight, forcing schools across Montgomery County to close today. Good morning, and thanks for starting your Monday with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
And I'm Corey James. That small plane that crashed into power lines in Montgomery Village is now down, but for hours the pilot and the passenger, they were stuck as crews worked to rescue them. We have live team coverage this morning. Our Joseph Olmos starting us off with what we have learned about that crash. And Joseph, you can see that mangled plane right behind you there.
Yeah, Corey, again, good morning from Montgomery Village, a place that turned into nothing short of a buzzword on social media last night after that plane that you mentioned a second ago crashed into the power lines behind me. And even more miraculously, even though the people on board sustained serious injuries, they're expected to be okay. It's a 66-year-old pilot. Take a look at the plane behind me. It's a 65-year-old pilot, 66-year-old passenger on board at the time when the plane crashed just a few miles north of the Montgomery County Air Park around 5:30 yesterday afternoon. It was stuck, suspended 100 feet in the air with the people on board for roughly 7 hours before they were safely brought down by first responders. But take a look, it's what so many are describing like nothing less than a scene from a movie. One aviation expert's tweet last night pretty much sums it up when he wrote, "Not something you see every day." So the plane here in question that you're looking at is a Mooney M20J. It's a small single-engine aircraft, similar to the ones that you would see like flying over Ocean City on a summer day, carrying those banners. According to flight tracking site Flight Radar 24, the plane involved in the crash is 45 years old. And it was coming in to land at the Montgomery County Air Park, which again is just a few miles away from where we're standing right now along these power lines. It departed from Westchester County Airport yesterday afternoon. That's an airport just north of New York City. It's about a 2.5-hour flight down here to Montgomery County. What's still up in the air this morning, though, is, of course, what ultimately caused the plane to crash. We know that weather was just absolutely abysmal across the country yesterday. FlightAware, another flight tracking site, says that roughly 6,500 flights within, into, or out of the United States were were delayed yesterday. So it was an abysmal day for commercial aviation, let alone a 45-year-old single-engine small aircraft in very, very low visibility. You were probably looking at some pictures there that were taken last night when this news first broke. Last night, the fog was very, very dense. There were certain angles, the pictures that I saw, the video that I was looking at, where you couldn't see really the top of those power line towers. So if you're intending to land a plane, low visibility like that, planes like that behind me, and again, I'm just using some side expertise. None of this is confirmed. Planes like the one behind me either have instruments in them, think of it like GPS, or they have what's called visual flight rules, where you're pretty much looking out the plane just like you would a car with no help whatsoever. So can you imagine what it would be like to fly in low visibility as you're attempting to land at Montgomery County Air Park? Those are some of the questions that the NTSB is going to try and answer today, the coming days, the coming weeks, as they investigate what ultimately caused this plane to crash into the power lines behind me. The big headliner, though, this morning is an absolute miracle that the 2 people aboard that aircraft, one pilot and one passenger, are expected to be okay, in the hospital with serious injuries this morning, but expected to be okay after crashing into power lines. Corey and Tanaya.
Yes, Joseph, they are very, very lucky there. All right, we'll talk to you in about 30 minutes, Joseph. And this morning, schools across Montgomery County are closed. The school system says the widespread power outages would impact school safety and operations. And this morning, power is back on for most people in Montgomery County. This right here is an outage map, and it says right now, total customers affected, 130. So a lot more people waking up with their lights on this morning. But last night was a totally different story. More than 89,000 households and businesses were without power. Our Lex Juarez continues our live team coverage this morning from Montgomery Village. So Lex, this plane crash is bringing some major impacts across the county.
Yeah, like you just talked about, power outages, the schools closing, the impacts here are widespread, but it goes just beyond that to people who are commuting every single day. Well, their daily commute's going to be impacted as well. And last we heard from WMATA was that people who take the Red Line Metro train, they're going to have some changes today. The Shady Grove to Grosvenor, Strathmore, and Glenmont to Silver Spring are being impacted. The Wheaton stop is closed, but WMATA is offering shuttles from there. So they are saying, make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time if you do commute in that area and on the red line, so that way you can make it where you need to go on time this morning. Now, neighbors in the area last night, of course, came out to see the plane and the power lines, and they said when they got here, they were confused and also grateful to community first responders.
And you could see only light right here. In my neighborhood, the whole entire block is out, and this is the only light you see. So I just come around the corner and see a plane up there, and it just got me confused.
The community really brought together because you say, hey, what's up? And everybody will talk to you at once. So it shows how embrace and love Montgomery County really shows here.
Well, the Montgomery County government will be staying open today, so anybody who has any impacts and needs to go to any government facility here in the county will be able to do that today. Of course, lots of things did choose to close today, but the city government did say that they would be staying open. For now, live in Montgomery County, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Lex. Well, again, we will check back in with our crews in the field in about 30 minutes.
And that plane crash causing some traffic problems this morning. Shanika is tracking the trip. Good morning, Shanika.
Yeah, good morning. We're still seeing some road closures off of Goshen Road. Let's check our roadways this morning on BW Parkway north and southbound right near 202. That point right before DC 295, you're looking all good and clear. Just watch, though, as you're approaching southbound, you're going to start to see some brake lights there. Other than that, you're looking at the outer loop stretch of the Beltway right near 97. And also, things are getting a little busy, but you're flowing just fine. No issues at this hour. Now, over to this road closure we've been talking about all morning long. Montgomery Village, that's right between Centerway Road and Snoffer School Road, that long stretch along Goshen. That's really not that far from 270. Speaking of 270 north and south, you're not dealing with any issues at all coming out of Frederick, heading through Montgomery Village, Germantown, Gaithersburg, and Rockville. Once you get to the 270 spur, you're also very clear. 70 heading east and west, all nice. And 95 on the Maryland side looks good. Virginia side also, no problems. But do watch for a crash investigation. This is in Dumfries off Hoadley Road. That's right between Queens Chapel and Galveston Court. Brittany?
Thanks, Shanika. We're taking a live look at the Capitol, mainly seeing mostly cloudy skies as we start your Monday, but overall, most of the DMV is dry. We are tracking a few showers, mainly off into our mountain counties, but you could see most of us are pretty quiet. That's going to be the trend as we head into your Monday. Partly cloudy skies will be the trend as well as we head into your afternoon. So overall, mild start to our day. If you are going to be heading out the door in the next couple of minutes, we're going to be seeing our temperatures in the lower 50s here in the nation's capital with those mixture of sun and clouds. And then overall, it will be breezy as we head through your afternoon. Highs today will be in the lower 50s. We could see a few cloud cover, though, as we head through your day today. We are tracking those scattered showers, though, mainly for the mountain counties, but for the rest of the day, the rest of the DMV will be dry and will mainly stay quiet heading into our Tuesday. It's Wednesday. That's the next chance for us to see a few more showers work their way across the DMV, so definitely keep it here. We'll have another check of that forecast coming up in just a bit. Guys.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Developing now, D.C. police need your help this morning finding the person who shot and killed a 19-year-old man. Authorities say Corey Riggins Jr. was murdered yesterday along Wheeler Road in Southeast. He was gunned down just before 1 a.m. A $25,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to an arrest.
And the search continues this morning after someone shot at a Metro bus in Southeast. Metro Transit Police are now on the lookout for a black Honda. Take a look at this. They say at about 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, a person riding in this car shot at a Metro bus near Southern and Pennsylvania Avenues in Southeast. There were 5 people on that bus, including its operator. Fortunately, no one was injured. And after the incident, Metro's general manager and CEO Randy Clark expressed his frustration on Twitter, saying, quote, "We are very lucky no one was hit in this reprehensible violent act that has no regard for life of our bus operator, customers, and community." Metro is offering up to $1,000 for any information leading to an arrest.